can we go all the way back? I want to even go before you founded Slate with your brother. Can you talk about how you got into real estate?
Yeah.
And, you know, you were in the US, you had a strong mentors, which is really cool. Tell us the early story.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Brady and I always joke that we're in real estate because we couldn't do anything else. But, you know, I think looking back, I feel really, really fortunate about the people that I've learned from and what we've been able to do as a team. But my father was a small commercial developer. He really was a farmer. He started optioning land for the Sun Oil Company in the GTA because they were like, hey, you're a farmer, go talk to farmers and option land. And then he realized, hey, I could do that for myself. Now, you can't option land like you could then anymore. But based on that, you know, he built a small development business. And, you know, watching him do that in the 80s and losing it, and in the 90s and losing it, you know, I think my brother and I saw, you know, how the fundamentals of real estate are. And, you know, we didn't really understand it like we do now, but like we kind of lived it. And then in the early mid 90s, when we graduated from university, you know, the technical term, the real estate market sucked. And it was really, really bad. And banks were going bankrupt and real estate companies were going bankrupt. And it was a really tough market. But we both were fortunate. We started working for a gentleman by the name of John Grayken. He had just left Colony Capital to start a company called Brazos, which is now Lone Star. And he was buying distressed real estate assets and loans from financial institutions. And Brady and I worked there as analysts, and we cut our teeth doing workouts. And, you know, John and his team are probably the best at doing that. So we were able to see that on the ground floor. I then went to New York and did investment banking for a bit. And then I joined a guy by the name of Wes Edens. After he'd invested at BlackRock, we went to UBS, and then we created Fortress Investment Group in 1998. And so watched him build that platform. I worked in Asia and North America. Brady worked in Europe and North America. And then, you know, we came back to Canada and really started our families, and we started Slate in 2005. And our first 22 deals, we were the partners with the Blackstone Group, you know, and I think, you know, as I said, looking back, you know, we couldn't have had better partners and mentors because we watched John Grayken build a platform. We watched Wes Edens build a platform, and we really watched Blackstone grow into what they are today. I mean, they were always great, but now they're huge. And we tried to take all the good things that we saw and really build and put that into Slate. Because, you know, I'm sure we'll talk about what the market's like now, but we fundamentally believe there's going to be more money come into private hard assets, including real estate. And investors, global investors, need professional platforms with the sophistication and the regulation to manage their capital. And, you know, we look at Slate as one of those platforms. And so we're excited about the future. We think there's more money going to come into it. Blackstone's going to get bigger. Brookfield's going to get bigger because they're great at what they do. But who are the next 60 of those companies globally? Because there's that much money coming into the space. So that's really, you know, we watch these people build those platforms, and we really think we have a really strong team, and we have a view that we should be, you know, as sophisticated as anyone bigger and focus on real estate because it's such a huge opportunity.